Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video. So in this video, I will discuss my personal B1 test experience. I will take you through the entire experience, how it begins and how it ends. So first up, we start with the application process. To apply for the test, you need to go to the Trinity College website, as you can see here, and here you can book your B1 test online. The entire process is online and you just have to book the test and provide any form of ID. You can provide your passport, your national ID, whatever ID you can provide. Now during the application process, there are things to consider. Number 1, make sure that you book your test only from the official Trinity College website. Secondly, just keep in mind that £150 is the official test fee. If someone asks you to pay more than that, you don't have to pay that. The official fee is £150, so just pay the £150 through the official website. And lastly, the ID you choose to book the test is very important because when you go to the test center on the day of the test, you will have to show the exact same ID that you used for the booking in order to give the test. If you don't present the same ID, you cannot give the test. So just keep in mind these three things. Book the test from the official website, you only have to pay £150, and lastly, make sure to take your ID with you to the test. Now that was the application process. Now let's talk about the test. The test consists of two things. Firstly, it is the topic. For the topic, you have to get a topic form which is provided by the Trinity College website, and you can see it right here. You can find the link to download the topics form in the description. You need to get the topics form, get it printed out, and then choose a topic. You need to choose a topic and its subtopics for the conversation with the examiner. You can choose any topic you want, and ideally it should be something that you have a lot of knowledge about and you can talk about during the conversation easily. And next up, you have to take the topic form with you to the test. Just like the ID, the topic form is essential. So I chose the topic, my country, and the subtopics were food, people, UK and my country, weather and sports in my country. So once you've chosen your topic and you filled out your topics form, during the test, once you show up, the examiner will have a conversation with you. This conversation consists of two parts. In the first part, the examiner will take your topics form and he will ask you questions about the topic that you chose. So the questions can be like, tell me a little bit about your country. And you can tell him anything about your country. Like for example, if I were to answer this question, I would say I come from Pakistan, which is a beautiful country. It is located in Asia and it is right next to India and China. And I'll maybe go on for a little bit explaining the qualities of my country. Next up, he may ask what kind of foods are common there because I chose the subtopic food, and I can mention any foods that are very common or very popular in Pakistan, in my country. Next, he may ask what type of people live in your country, and I can mention the types of people. Like I might say, the people in my country are very friendly, they are great people, they take care of each other, etc. etc. Next, he may ask what are the main differences versus UK, meaning what makes your country different from UK, and I might say that in the UK, the weather is very extreme in winter and it is extremely cold here. However, in summers, the UK does not get very hot. In Pakistan, it's the exact opposite. The weather in summer gets very hot. However, in winter, a lot of the areas in Pakistan don't get very cold. At least not as cold as the UK. Next, he may ask further questions like what are the things you prefer over UK? So what things do you prefer in your country over UK? And you might say I prefer the weather or I prefer the people or the food, whatever it is that you want to mention. Next, he may ask how is the weather in your country, and you can mention the weather like it's very pleasant, usually it's bright and sunny. Next, he may ask what kind of weather do you like, and you can say I like moderate weather when it's not very cold nor hot and there is a little bit of wind blowing. You can mention whatever you want. And lastly, he may ask what sports are most popular in your country, and I can mention the sports that are popular in my country. For example, I can mention cricket, I can mention hockey, football, whatever is most popular in my country. Now do keep in mind that all these questions were about the topic I chose and the subtopics I provided. The examiner did not ask any question outside of them. He may ask some general questions like what is your name, how is the weather today, when is your birthday, things like that. But in general, most of the questions in the first part of the conversation will be about the topic and its subtopics. In the second part of the conversation, the examiner will choose 2 topics out of a total of 6. He will choose any 2 topics he wants and he will ask you questions about those. Those 6 topics are music. He may ask some questions about what music you like, what type of music you listen to, when do you listen to music. Next up is festivals. He may ask questions about the festivals that you celebrate because different people celebrate different festivals depending on their religion or their country. Next up is entertainment. He may ask questions about various sources of entertainment like movies, sports, YouTube, etc. What type of entertainment you enjoy the most. Next up is means of transport. He may ask questions about various means of transport and which one do you like the most. Next up is special occasions. The examiner will ask you questions about special occasions that you celebrate like birthdays, anniversaries, and how you celebrate them, what happens during the celebration. And lastly, recent personal experiences. The examiner might ask you questions about your recent personal experience. So he might say, how was your last holiday? Or how was your last weekend? Or what did you do last weekend? Now keep in mind with all of these questions, whether from the part 1 of the conversation or the part 2, these questions are just to check your English language skills. None of the answers really matter whether they are accurate or not. The examiner is not interested in the answer in itself. The examiner just wants to test your English skills and he wants to check if you can speak English fluently and you can convey your ideas or not. Because the B1 test is an English speaking and listening test. The examiner just wants to check during an English conversation with another English speaker. So as long as you can speak English fluently and don't make any major mistakes in English, you're good to go. You don't have to get nervous. You don't have to worry about anything. Now in case you want to ask examiner something, for example you did not understand a question or you want to ask him a question just in general, you can totally ask him anything you want. So for example, if he asks you about what type of music do you like and you give your answer, after giving your answer, you can easily ask him the same question. And it is recommended that you ask examiner at least one question because this shows that you're confident and you're not running away from speaking English. So this was my experience. In my experience, the total test took about 10 minutes. For the first 5 minutes, the examiner asked me questions about the topic I chose. And for the next 5 minutes, he asked me questions about music and about entertainment. And I was easily able to answer all of them. The result is emailed to you within 24 hours, the provisional result, but the actual certificate is delivered within 7 days. In my case, I got the certificate within 3 days and the result was emailed by the next morning. So that's it for this video. If you have any questions, make sure to leave a comment down below and I'll try my best to answer you. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe for more. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching.